Stories of Great Christians. We are bringing you from the radio studios of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago, Chapter 5 in the story, Layman from God, a portrait of D.L. Moody. Dwight Lyman Moody, age 19, left Boston on September 15, 1856. His destination was Chicago. The train would stop at Keene, Massachusetts, only 20 miles from Northfield.
I sat in my seat on the train and listened to the clicking of the wheels and thought of my dear mother, just 20 miles away. This night, as she knelt before the living God to pray for me, she would be ignorant of the fact that her sixth son would be 1,000 miles away the next time she received a letter. Last time I was home, I'd talked briefly with her about the West, but it only brought tears. She wanted her family close by. Yes, even from 20 miles, my mind's eye could see the light in Widow Moody's bedroom. The whole countryside knew that the late light meant she was praying for her wandering sons. It sure wasn't easy leaving like this, but I had to go west. It was a long way to Chicago.
If you should think traveling 1,000 miles in the middle 1800s was easy, you ought to listen. First, you took the wood-burning train to Rutland, Vermont. There you sat the night in the station, waiting for the morning train. But it did give you a chance to get the smell of whale oil lamps out of your lungs. After climbing on the morning train, you went to Ogdensburg on Lake Erie, where you caught the lake steamer for Canada, and finally boarded another train for Windsor, Canada. Relax, we've a long way to go. From Windsor, we cross over the Canadian boundary to Detroit, and then catch the Michigan Central for Chicago.
Chicago next. Chicago next. Last stop, Chicago. Get your baggage ready. Chicago next. Last stop, Chicago.
It was nighttime on September 18, 3 days and nights later, when the cinder-covered, grimy, and soot-choked Yankee from Northfield and Boston landed in the Windy City. Even by gaslight, this bustling city of the Midwestern United States looked good to him. Uncle Calvin Holton of Des Plaines, Illinois, met the young Easterner in the station.
Hey, Dwight, dear boy. Hey, how are you?
Uncle Calvin, am I glad to see you? Look at me.
Soot and grime are just part of the joys of travel, son. Come on, we'll go to our hotel.
Oh, that feels right good, Uncle. Sure took on a load of grime and soot. Well, now I feel clean and fresh again.
Yeah, that's fine. You can go to bed any time you like. I'll read the paper for a spell and then turn in.
Turn in? Uncle, I want to see this town. I ain't sleeping at all.
Same old Dwight, always bubbling with energy.
Doesn't Chicago ever sleep, sir?
Well, most folks are sleeping now, son. Let's see. Wow, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. 2 more hours and the farmers will be arriving for market.
That early?
Of course. I started from Des Plaines 2 o'clock yesterday night to get here and secure the hotel. Come 30 miles, son. That's a good day's drive.
Why didn't you take the train?
I've got a little business to do. I don't come into the city much. Too far.
Well, you look at this place. Waves washing right up on Michigan Avenue.
Yeah.
Well, it is Michigan, isn't it?
Well, that's what the sign says. Street and lake. Hey, say, we better get some sleep now, young man.
This is interesting. I sure can't wait until daylight. Then I'll really give the town the once-over. Good horse you got, Uncle. Say, where's everybody rushing to?
Oh, just working, son. Just working. Everybody's fast moving in this town. Busy making money. It's no place for loafers here.
Oh, I'm gonna like Chicago. I just know it.
The city's the place to grow in. It's got 11 railroads, a canal, and the lake traffic. Hey, look at all those ships out there with all kinds of cargo on them.
Yeah, just look at all that money.
Well, we got business to do. A couple Massachusetts men by the name of Wiswall got a shoe business here. Look, I'll take you to talk to them, and then we'll go and get something to eat.
Well, Moody, your Uncle Calvin tells me you're a shoe salesman.
Yes, sir, Mr. Wiswall. I was the best in the store in Boston.
How long did you work there?
2 years.
Why'd you come to Chicago?
To make money, sir. I'm going to make $100,000, be a wealthy Christian, and support God's work.
I see. Where do you board?
Mrs. Phelps on North Michigan Avenue?
And where do you go to church?
Dunno yet, 'cause I ain't been here long enough. Come Sabbath day, I'll find a church. I don't work on the Sabbath day.
Good. I like my employees to have good habits and high morals and attend church. You got the job, young man. Report Monday morning to start making that 100,000.
It's not the purpose of this story to dramatize the successful business life of D.L. Moody, except for this brief glimpse of how he got a good start in Chicago. It didn't take him very long to save $8,000 to $10,000, which in those days was the mark of success. Soon, very soon, God would change his love for the power of money into the deep love for the power of God. This young man was about to begin the most man-killing pace imaginable. Work on his job all week, which later included extensive travel, then work for God evenings and weekends. However, God gave him the strength, and he never slowed his pace, even when in full-time Christian work. Shortly after his arrival, Moody wrote a letter to his mother.
Dear Mother, I arrived in Chicago 1 week ago tonight. I'm fine. I went into a prayer meeting last night, and as soon as I made myself known, I had friends enough. After the meeting, they came to me as if I were their earthly brother. God is the same here as he was in Boston.
Chicago was 80,000 strong and would double its size in 10 years. Young Moody saw young Chicago through God's directive eye and became aware of the need. He joined the Plymouth Congregational Church, rented 4 pews, then went out into the street to fill them.
Hey, Mike! Wait up!
Hey, DL.
What you doing Sunday morning?
Well, nothing. That's what I usually do.
Hey! How about coming to Sabbath school with me? I rented 4 pews and promised to fill them.
Hey, you guys!
Hey, here comes Pete. Ask him.
Hey, are you guys so busy you can't hear me? What's up?
Well, DL wants me to go to Sabbath school Sunday morning.
Oh, are you going?
I guess so. Religion never hurt nobody. Besides, I got nothing else to do.
How about you, Pete? I'd like you to meet a friend of mine.
Oh, yeah? Pretty?
No, handsome.
Oh, him. Who him?
Jesus Christ, my very dearest friend.
D.L. filled the pews he rented with men and boys. Some were friends, but most of them strangers. However, this wasn't exactly what he had in mind. He had Sunday afternoons and evenings free, and he hated standing around doing nothing. Rest, to his energy-packed body, was a change of pace, which did not include sitting down. Also, he didn't particularly care for the restrictive authority and rules of the organized denomination. He wanted to be a free agent for God. One day, D.L. happened to pass the intersection of Chicago Avenue and Wells Street, almost inside the present boundaries of the Moody Bible Institute. Here he spotted a little mission Sunday school, made a mental note of it, and returned on Sunday morning to talk to the superintendent. "I'm the superintendent, young man. Can I help you?"
Yeah, my name is Moody, and I'm looking to teach a Sabbath school class.
Well, you must like children, Mr. Moody.
Oh, they're great. Love them to pieces. You were a children once.
Yes, I guess I must have been.
How about the class? I'll spend all day with them, teach them about God and the Bible, and have fun doing it, too.
Don't have a class for you right now.
Oh, that's too bad. Will you have one soon?
Not likely. We got 12 teachers and 16 pupils. Get the picture?
I sure do, sir. I sure hope you'd give me a class. I was counting on it. Looks like you could use some pupils here.
Well, tell you what I'll do. You get your own class and you can teach it.
You mean go out on the street and get my own kids for the class?
Exactly. Fair enough?
Fair enough. I'll see you next Sunday with my class. Hey, boys, I'm going to Sunday school this Lord's Day. Come along with me.
Is it going to be fun?
All sorts of fun, lad. There'll be singing and stories and more singing and also missionary sugar.
Hey, guys, listen to this.
Well, what's missionary sugar?
Candy. All kinds of good, wholesome candy. Come along with me to God's house and learn about Jesus. Bring your friends, bring your brothers and your sisters. God wants all boys and girls to go to Sabbath school.
Gonna have a picnic?
Sure, we'll have a picnic. I'll have apples, big juicy apples, and oranges and all sorts of stuff. Hurry, hurry, we're getting close. There's the place over there. Come on, gang. Let's meet my very good friend, Jesus.
"18 ragged street urchins followed their newfound stranger friend into the Sabbath school. But he didn't teach these boys. No, he'd leave that to the elders or the qualified teachers. He had just found the job he'd been looking for. Always a salesman, he set out to drum up scholars, as he called it.
That was the happiest Sunday I'd ever known. I found out what my mission was. It took me 2 years to do it. Find out what my work was for God. If I could not teach them, I could take them where there were those who could teach them.
That sounds like fun. Come on, let's go.
Moody, you'll have to stop bringing in the children. We haven't any more room.
Kind of busting at the seams, Superintendent?
We certainly are. Moody, you must be some kind of special salesman to get these girls and boys out like this.
Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I got to start another Sabbath school in a bigger building.
And so we conclude Chapter 5 of the story, Layman from God, a portrait of D.L. Moody. This is another in the series, Stories of Great Christians, produced by the Broadcasting Department of the Moody Bible Institute in Chicago.